Okay, today we're going to be doing Unit 3, Lesson 4 notes, multiplication of polynomials. Now, just doing a quick review on box method or distribution called FOIL. So I'll do the box method first. So it has a binomial times a binomial, which means we want a box that is 2 by 2. We're going to take the top one. You can either put the first one, you can either put it on the top or the side. Doesn't matter. I like to always put the sign with it. And where they meet, you multiply them. When you multiply, the exponent is added. X times 4 is 4x. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. The nice thing with the box method is 99% of the time, the top left one goes first. Then you're going to combine in a diagonal. These are both positive, so you're going to add them together. And then add it to 12, the last. Now with one that is a 2 by 3, you can either make it very long or very tall. I like to do a little long, so it saves me a little bit more room. We want a 2 by 3. We're going to take our binomial, put it over here, and if you noticed, I did put the minus 2 or the negative 2 right there with it. Plus 1. And you could have also done it on the side. Now where they meet, multiply them. So 2x squared, we have 2 x's here, an x squared here, and an x. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 6x times x would be 6x squared. 1 times x is just 1x. This time I am putting a 1 just so I make sure when I add them or combine them with the next term, it will be seen easier. So 2x squared times negative 2. This time all the x's are going to stay the same. It's just the coefficient in front. So 6x times negative 2 and negative 2 times 1. And you can also see it diagonally. We're going to start with the top one and then all the x squareds, all the x's. It's just much nicer when they're all together. And we start with the top left. 6x squared minus 4x squared. We're going to get 2x squared. 1x minus 12x or negative 12x plus 1. Doesn't matter how you read it. You'll get the answer by itself. Now the other way is FOIL. So you're going to take the first one, multiply it to everything in the second one. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Then take the 7, multiply it to everything in there. And 7 times negative 2. And now you want to combine like terms. Not always will be right next to each other, but that's the nice thing with this one. So negative 2x plus 7x is going to be 5x minus 14. And the same thing with the last one. You can, you multiply it to everything there, everything here. I would do this one first, then multiply it with the x plus 3. And we're going to get x squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 4. And these will come off. So we get x squared minus 4. And then I'm going to bring the x plus 3 down. And you're going to do the same thing all over again. X cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12, and there's nothing to combine here. All right. The next ones, we're going to do this one. So anytime anything's raised to a 0 power, it's always going to be a 1. Now x plus 1 to the first power just means we have a 1x plus 1. x plus 1 squared will give me a x squared plus 2x plus 1. And if you notice on the right, it's giving us these numbers right here. Okay, so x cubed, x plus 1 cubed, it's going to, and we'll do it with when it's other than 1 in a minute, but we can easily figure out this is going to be 1x to the third because we want it this exponent. And then if you notice, we do go down, so plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. And if we want the next row, the nice thing is we always start with a 1, combine the 2 above it, 6, 4, and 1. And for this last one, x plus 1 to the fourth, we're going to get 1x to the fourth plus 4x to the third. The x's go down, plus 6x squared plus 4, just x, or it's an x to the 1, whatever you like, plus 1. It's going to be in our pattern. Now, when that 1 is something other than what it is, okay, what we're going to do is it won't change until we get to the squared. So what we're doing is we're multiplying it by whatever the a is. Could be a positive or negative. And if you look at this fourth one, it's really interesting. X to the fourth, third, second, first, and then no x's. And if we look at the a's, a to the fourth, a to the third, a squared, a to the 1, and then no a's. So 1 goes forward, 1 goes backwards. All right. Let's go ahead and work on this one. So here we're going to do x plus 2 cubed. So x plus 2 cubed, we have it right here. Our a is a positive 2. That's our a right there. So we're going to use the formula right here, and 1, 3, 3, 1. So we're going to go 1x to the third plus the 3 times whatever our a is, x squared, plus 3 times our a squared, and our x is getting smaller. We did x3, x to the third, x squared, then it's just a plain x. Then it's going to be 1 times whatever our a is, cubed. Remember, x's are getting smaller as we go, a's are getting bigger as we go. And then we just combine what we can. X cubed plus 6x squared and we get this one, 4 times 3 is 12x plus 2 cubed, so it's 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, is 8. All right, now we're going to do it to the fourth. We can look at this one again. So our a this time is a negative 2, so we have to be careful with that one. So we're going to go 1x to the fourth plus 4. Now we're bringing in the a to the first power, but x goes down 1 plus 6. And if you remember, we're looking at these two. 6, take our a, gets bigger, while the x gets smaller, plus 4, take our a, gets bigger, x gets smaller, plus 1, and our a goes up to the 4th. And then using your calculator, you're going to do some of these numbers, and we're going to get x to the 4th minus 8x cubed. And then the calculator, I would do 6 times negative 2 squared. Be careful, make sure the negative 2 is in parentheses before you square it, and that becomes a positive 24x squared. And then put in the next one, and you get minus 32x. And the next one is going to be 16. And you can see the takeaway. It's going to be this. And this is called Pascal's triangle. So this form is actually called Pascal's triangle. And now you're going to work on the assignment that goes with it.